this is Scott from Scott Shot Media. Today is Friday, December 4th, and this is what is happening on the mountain. Currently, there are 5 CalTrans projects scheduled for today and over the weekend. I think there's 2 going on today, 1 going on overnight tonight, and then a couple going on continuing over the weekend. Especially along the 38. So if your commute takes you up and down the 38 today and over the weekend, just be aware of that. Slow for the cone zone. Pack a little extra time. Pack your patience and a little extra time. Red flag warning is still in effect until 10 p.m. tomorrow night for gusty winds, low humidities. Luckily, we don't have the high temperature, but the wind and the humidity are 2 of the more important factors when it comes to fire weather. So we want to be extra diligent. And then there is more Santa Ana winds forecasted for next week. Currently, there are no fires or major incidents going on the mountain, but we are under that elevated fire risk for the next week or so. Currently, there were 2 crimes reported on the mountain yesterday. Currently, there are no Edison outages reported today, and those public safety power shutoff considerations that Edison put out for the last couple of days have expired, at least for this wind event. And lastly, big number here, 18 new COVID-19 cases. COVID-19 cases reported on the mountain yesterday. So that's what I have for you in a nutshell. If you have a few more minutes, we'll go into greater detail, starting with our traffic. Over here, this is not on the CHP log as far as an accident goes, but up here on the approaching the Cushionberry grade, CHP is doing traffic control as Bill and Wag's tow company is cleaning up from an overturned vehicle, but I never saw the dispatch for the actual incident, just the cleanup part of it. So if you're going up and down the backside of the 18, pay attention to that as they're clearing some sort of overturned vehicle. I'm assuming it's a big rig because Bill and Wags often does the heavy rescue recovery for the trucks. Also over here on the 18 this morning, there was a traffic accident. So around 7 o'clock, wasn't too serious. Also on the 18 today, there's another wind advisory. It's been going on for the last couple of days. But for construction, you'll see either pilot cars or maybe just down to 1 lane at times, going up and down the 38 for that ongoing emergency work because of the El Dorado fire, as well as some guardrail work that is expected tomorrow. Overnight tonight, the bottom of the 330 transition to the 210. It's the ongoing potential for closure due to widening of the highway down there on the 210. And then also the ongoing project here in the Twin Peaks area for the roadway excavation and guardrail repair work on the 189. Weather, we are still under the red flag warning until tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. So be extra diligent today and tomorrow. And weather on the mountaintop itself, the winds haven't been very strong, but in those canyons and passes, there have been some very significant wind gusts reported. And like I said, there's a current wind advisory for coming up and down the 18. So after tomorrow, we should see a break in the wind. We should have some nice sunny skies until then. Maybe a little more mild temperatures, although it does get pretty cold, especially in the Big Bear Valley overnight. And then we are expecting to see some returns maybe Monday night into Tuesday of some Santa Ana winds. So we are still under red flag warning conditions. All the other warnings and advisories have expired. If you remember yesterday, on Thursday of next week, we were supposed to have a very strong Santa Ana wind event, and that looks like it may have gone away. So we still have a little bit of wind expected overnight Monday night into Tuesday, but then for the foreseeable forecast period of the next week or so, that wind should be diminished. But until then, today we are have a marginal risk of a new fire start or fire spread. that risk goes away over the weekend, especially with the expiration of the Santa Ana wind or the red flag warning. But again, Monday night into Tuesday, and then lingering maybe even into Wednesday, we have a moderate wind event with a moderate threat of new fire starts and growth. But the wind strength is not going to be too strong as of now. And you can see our fuel moisture content is still pretty decent. So we should fare this next one fairly well. But again, always be diligent when it comes to fire safety, especially until we get that first or that next big snowstorm and significant moisture on the ground. So for the next 7 days, we can expect to be at an elevated fire risk. The forest floor is still under extreme fire danger, so all the restrictions that go along with that, and that is expected to last through the end of the month, and then hopefully January, February, March, we'll see a low fire danger, and we can breathe a temporary sigh of relief. Right now, we don't have any fires reported on the mountain, no major incidents going on other than up there in the Cushaberry grade on the 18. We do have that overturned vehicle that's potentially going to cause a little delay. There were 2 crimes reported on the mountain yesterday. Over here in the Cedar Pines Park area, there was a residential burglary. And then over here in Big Bear Lake, there was an automobile stolen. Lastly, our COVID-19 updates. There were 18 new cases reported on the mountain yesterday, 4 of those being in Big Bear City, 3 in Big Bear Lake, 1 in Blue Jay, 6 in Crestline, 4 in Lake Arrowhead, 1 in Running Springs. And for the second day in a row, Sugarloaf has lost another case. So there probably was a familiar incident where the actual address wasn't in Sugarloaf. They probably either had a vacation home in Sugarloaf or that's probably the most likely scenario. So they probably reside full-time down the hill somewhere. So they'll take away the credit from there and apply it to the right community. Our numbers are continuing to explode. We're under a widespread risk according to the state's 4-tier risk tier assessment. And you can see we're almost at 2% of all residents in the Bear Valley having tested positive since this started, and about a 1.5% of all the residents in the rim communities have tested positive since this all started. Right now, our daily risk is a 36, which is fairly high. Not the highest that we've seen on the mountain, maybe the second or third highest number we've seen. But the rest of the county, we're seeing the highest number that we've seen, 112 cases per 100,000 reported yesterday. We saw the highest number in the state yesterday, 54 cases per 100,000 reported. We saw the highest case in the country reported yesterday with 66 cases per 100,000. And we saw the highest case worldwide reported yesterday with 9 cases per 100,000. So we still have a lot of work to do. You'll hear on the news today, looks like we're going to be enacting a statewide lockdown again, and all with the hopes that we'll slow this down by Christmas. So that's all that I have for you today. Not going to do a report over the weekend unless there is a significant event, but I will be posting updates to traffic and weather and breaking news. So follow along on our social media channels, especially especially on Facebook, what is happening on the mountain. Everybody have a great day and have a wonderful weekend.